Okay. Hi, I'm Joshua Reviews, and today I'm playing with a Ouija board. Um, so, am sorry, I've never done this before. So, what's your name? Bob. Okay. Um, what do you want? Just said no. Um, what movie am I reviewing? Zozo. Oh, okay. I have a review. Well, then I gotta say goodbye. Okay. I'm not playing a Ouija board. So today we're reviewing I Am Zozo. So, as a Christian, I have like a weird thing with like spiritual demon possession, Ouija horror movies. Well, for one, any movie with a Ouija board is usually bad. I mean, have you seen Ouija Shark, Ouija, House, Ouija Experiment? Like, there's several Ouija board movies. It's Ouija Nun, stupid shit like that. Um, then you have good Ouija movies, which is Ouija Origin of Evil. That's it. Any demon possession movies, like, I don't really get into them that much. But there are good ones out there, like The Exorcist. What's the other one that I just saw? The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is actually based off a real exorcism, which was genuinely frightening. God, it was scary. And because I'm a Christian, I take a lot, like, when I watch movies like this, I usually try to, like, pray before I watch a movie like this. I don't know, it just makes me feel better. I'm not a big fan of, like, demon possession films or that type of thing, but, like, I'll watch them. They're just not, like, and especially as a Christian, it's like, should I watch them, should I not? But I honestly find these movies, like, really interesting. So, in topic of this, I Am Zozo. I was like, a demon possession film, found footage, Ouija board. Okay. It takes place on Halloween, so that's interesting. It's essentially a bunch of friends who get together on Halloween night to play with a Ouija board. Stupid already. And, and they're on an island. One of their friends' dad owns this remote island house. It's one of those things. And they play and they meet this demon named Zozo. And there were several people who are like real encounters with this Zozo entity or demon. And for anyone who does play Ouija boards, do not, like, if you come in contact with Zozo, just don't do it. Because as a Christian, I do believe in demons. I believe in ghosts. I do believe Ouija boards are real. They're real, but you know what I mean? Like, I believe they work. Not in the way that movies depict them, but, they do work. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to touch one. I'm not going to play one. So already I'm like, okay. Like, this movie. Okay. So how would this is going to be a tough movie. I'm going to be completely honest. The majority of people do not like this film. They do not. And I'll get into that in a minute. But I'm going to be honest. This movie surprised me. This movie, it surprised me. And not in the way you think. First of all, this is not a found footage movie. If you watch the trailer thinking it's a found footage movie, it's not. This film is actually shot on like an old camera. Oh my God, I have a brain tumor. What is it, like a 30 millimeter camera? Or, it's not like film, it's filmed with an actual old camera. It's not a like overlay or effect that they put on afterwards. They actually filmed this movie with an old ass camera, and I gotta commend them for that. This movie is kind of like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in terms of cinematography. It's like that. It's very handheld, and it gives this unnerving feeling like we're in the perspective of a ghost watching our main protagonist. And speaking of main protagonists, I liked our main protagonist. I liked all of our characters. They were all likable and they all gave a good performance. So why do the majority of people hate this movie? Well, I can understand why. This movie is very slow. This movie, it's not really a horror film, if I'm being completely honest. It's more of a psychological film. They don't even play the Ouija board until we're like 30 minutes in. And even then, they play the Ouija board for about like 15 minutes. And then after that, it's mostly just them hanging out as friends. But here's the thing. Personally, for me at least, I liked it because we got to see our characters, like, you know, they worked well off each other. I totally believed them as friends. Because of the way this film is shot and the way, like, everything is presented, like it's an old school film, it's like, wow, okay. Like, I'm invested in these characters. I'm invested in what they're talking about, even though it's not that deep, you know? And when they finally do play with the Ouija board, there are some really creepy moments where I was literally like, oh, okay, that's creepy. Okay, I wonder how this is going to play out. So a lot of the time when they were playing with the board, I was like, okay, this is creepy. Where is it going to go? And then like towards the halfway point, I was like, okay, so this isn't going to be the film I was expecting. It's not found footage. It's more of like a psychological thriller and how we're getting to know our teens and the events that would later follow since the beginning of this film opens up with our main character talking about how she feels like she's possessed by Zozo because they essentially come in contact with Zozo through the board. And nothing really, like, Zozo doesn't, like, come alive or something or doesn't, like, kill them one by one. It's more just like a character study film where it's like all the characters, we get to know our cast, and in the last 10 minutes of the film, that's when stuff goes down. And even then, it's left ambiguous. We don't know where the characters are, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know if it's a possession or if it's just like the characters acting weird. But the thing that I really dug about this film was the fact that the characters, like at the because we all know our characters very well, when the movie finally gets to the horror, it's legitimately creepy, and you're like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen? And I'm not gonna lie. The ending kind of gave me a little bit of goosebumps, just a little bit. And it's not on the level of something like Mungo or, you know, Hereditary, but it's creepy. There are some creepy moments, but other than the part where they play the Ouija board and the ending, there's nothing. There is nothing in terms of horror. It's just those two moments, the middle part and the end. So unless you want to watch an hour and 31-minute movie about characters, you know, getting to know each other and, you know, hanging out and, you know, it's done well, you're going to find this movie very slow. And there were times where I felt this movie was slow, but the movie's shot very well, it's acted very well, and it's taken seriously. I thought this movie was going to be stupid or goofy or something, but this movie was taken very seriously, and I really got to commend the people who made this film. So even though, yeah, it's slow and I could have used a little bit more horror, this is a very well-made film, and I can't act like I didn't enjoy it. It's not going to be a film for everyone. It really isn't, depending what your tastes are in films and if you can handle the slow pace. So if you can handle that, I think you'll like it, but otherwise, you might want to stay away from this one. But honestly, guys, I'm going to give it an A. This was a pretty damn good film. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but if a friend, you know, brought it up, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm down to watch that. So yeah, check it out. It's on Tubi. It's pretty good. And don't ever play with a Ouija board.